Finish up.
Hitting record, stop, record, stop.
That was gonna piss me off if I could.
All right. First of all, we want to congratulate you guys to making it to the fourth and final day of our swimming teaching sequence. We're very proud of all you guys' performance, and we know that you guys will go far. Remember that only 0.02% of all Olympic hopefuls make it for their country.
So today we're going to learn one last stroke. We're going to learn the breaststroke. Okay, this is going to be a different stroke than the others because it's known as a resting stroke. We're going to focus more on like the breathing of it as opposed to speed, and we're going to work on kinematics as well.
So with that being said, does everyone know why they're here today?
I'm swimming.
Wrong. So you're here to work hard and try to earn a spot for your country in the Olympics.
So with that being said, as long as you guys remain focused and determined and focus on your technique, you guys will all have a spot to win the gold medal. Here we go.
All right, so we're going to start with a warm-up. So can I have you guys line up, being ready to jump in your lines that you've been in previous classes? Hey. You guys go ahead and hop in. We're going to start our warm-up. Hop in? Yep.
So much better.
All right, good reminder, if your shoulders, are all the way,
it's better.
If your shoulders are all the way in, it'll be a lot warmer, so you don't have to worry about being cold. All right, can I have you guys line up, facing towards me for the warm-up? All right. All right, remember the gold medal, we're going to do it once real quick. Gold! Medal! All right, so for the first thing for our warm-up, we're going to have our shoulders underwater. We're going to be doing small arm circles forward, palms down. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to do that for 15 seconds. Go ahead and start. We'll warm up our arms. We're getting ready to swim.
Yeah.
All right, switch to medium. Medium arm circles forward. Keeping our shoulders under and arms underwater. Keep warming up those arms. Should be feeling a little bit of burn in your shoulders coming up. All right, we're gonna switch to backwards. Palms up, small ones backwards. Arms should be completely underwater. All right, switching to medium, a little bigger, keeping our arms completely underwater, palms up. Warming up our shoulders. Go on, let's keep going. Keep those going. I should feel a little burn in the shoulders. All right, for our next arm warm-up, we're going arm flutters back and forth, palms facing forward. We're just going tight little back and forth just to keep warming up our shoulders. Go ahead and do that for 15 seconds. Like a hummingbird. All right, nice and quick. We're not doing slow, we're doing quick. Feel that water resistance to warm up our shoulders. All right, next 15 seconds, palms down. We're going up and down, keeping our shoulders under the water. You should feel a good burn by now on your shoulders. Last arm drill.
Burning.
Nice and fast, quick. All right, I'm gonna have you guys come to the wall. We're gonna keep doing warm up, but we're gonna swim for our next portion of the warm up. So for the first part, we're just going to be going to the rope, and we're stopping. So I want you guys to decide who's gonna be an A, B, and C in your group real quick. And that's gonna be the order you go in. So make sure you have that. Who's gonna be an A?
All right, you're A, you're B, and you're C. Let's remember that.
All right, so gold. Medal. All right, medal. So for the first one, we're just freestyling. We're using everything we've learned. We're doing a quick streamline off, and we're just going to the rope and stopping and waiting for the rest of your group to go. So we're just warming up our arms, doing a freestyle. Go ahead, A's can go. Go, 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 go. As soon as they get to the wall, you guys can go ahead and go. Go ahead, B's going into the... Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you that. It's up your head. You come up. ankle. Come on, Lemon. Get your face in the water. All right, Hayes, come on back, Hayes.
With freestyle.
Go out I know you want to get your head in the water. Let's go. All right, one more time freestyle. Hayes, go ahead. Hayes, you go ahead when they reach the rope. Go ahead. Hayes, go ahead. Flip on that 3-1, Belinda. Spear that fish. All right, Hayes, come on back. Freestyle back.
Here, go slow.
Belinda, I believe in you. Belinda, I believe in you. You can get your head in the water.
Are you guys feeling
Go!
Middle.
All right, last part of the warm-up, we're doing a backstroke. So you can do an underwater streamline if you want. We're going to be going a little bit more in depth of how to do it, or you can just start by backstroking. We're just going to go the rope. Same thing. We're going to do it twice through. A's, go ahead. Backstroke the rope.
Rest that neck. Rest that neck. Okay, Gabby.
Hey, come on back. Hey, come on back.
When you're ready. Is everyone feeling warm?
Oh yeah.
All right, goal. Middle. One thing to remember, when I see you guys doing an upside down streamline, I want you guys fully going under. So we're kind of, our heads staying up when we streamline, but we want to get fully down under the water before we push up into that streamline. Remember, we're doing a dolphin kick for the streamline. We'll go more in depth later in the review, but let's go ahead and do one more time through. A's, can go ahead.
Okay, practice like good technique. Long streamline. Good. Yes. Good job, Daniel.
Go.
Yes, Ellie. Come on, Daniel, that's a great goal kick.
Hayes, come on back. Hayes, come on back.
Good girlie.
Good job, Lee.
Guys, does everybody feel nice and warm? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. All right, now Nick's we're gonna start backstroke. Breaststroke. Breaststroke.
All right, so what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna do the legs portion of the breaststroke, and my partner Aaron here is gonna be demonstrating for us. So there's some phases that we want you guys to memorize. There's the glide phase, there's the recovery phase, there's the catch phase, there's the out sweep, in sweep, and then leg lift back into glide. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start first holding the wall, and this is gonna be the more difficult portion because you're gonna notice it's gonna be a lot harder to balance on top of the water or flow on top of the water. So what I'm gonna have Aaron do is he's gonna be demonstrating broken down parts. He's gonna try to do one fluid motion, but it's gonna be a lot slower so you guys can see, okay? So first we're gonna start with glide, and basically he's just holding onto the wall and he's floating on top of the water parallel with the pool floor. So as you see, his legs are fully extended, his arms are fully extended, and next is gonna be recovery. So he's gonna bring his heels in towards his glutes, and he's gonna adduct his hips so that it makes like an M shape. Next is gonna be catch. So catch and recovery, think of them as kind of the same motion. So as he does recovery, that's gonna be his catch phase. So catch and recovery are both gonna be times where you're gonna be taking your breath. And then he's gonna kick out with his feet. That's the out sweep. And then he's gonna in sweep, bring his feet in. Go ahead and bend your knees. There you go. And then push out. That's leg lift back into glide. So you can see how he's doing kind of like a circular motion, and both legs are synchronous. All right, so what we want you guys to do, do you guys have any questions regarding the steps? All right, let's go ahead and line up on the wall. You can spread out into the other lanes if you want more
Yeah,
space.
spread out. Everyone needs a lot of room for this, or you'll get kicked.
Go ahead and scoot down,
Your
Dan.
heels
What we want you to do,
really
more?
lightly. Yeah, we'll walk around to each of you.
what we want you to do is hold onto the wall, and you're going to be focusing on that circular motion. You don't have to go for speed, go for quality of the different broken down movements.
Good. Good job. Yeah. So bring your heels. Yeah. Good, guys.
Yeah, you want
Good,
to
Daniel.
think of bring your heels into your glutes.
The first step after glide is going to be your recovery and catch. So that's the part where you're going to have your legs bent and your heels towards your glutes. Drive those heels towards the glutes. That's what's going to generate the most power.
But keep your knees together. So are your legs back to knees? Keep your legs straight out. Bend your knees right here. You're gonna go back. Now put your legs together. Now close and then rest your legs. Feel that?
It's the next one we're going to do so the
Okay,
kickboards.
bring your legs. Oh, good. Let me. I feel like I'm okay. Then open your knees. Put that and then together. You would just
Yeah, so you can think of like
like back here to the side. It is simple.
Has everybody gotten a chance to practice it?
Yep.
All right. Next part we're going to do is we're going to do a kickboard drill, and we're going to have Aaron demonstrate for us, okay? So all he's going to do is he's going to extend his arms fully in front of his body, and he's going to rest his forearms on top of the kickboard. He's going to push off the wall. He's not going to flutter kick or anything like that because this is going to be our breaststroke kick. It's a different kick. So he's going to push off the wall, and he's going to incorporate all the different steps, and just see if you can notice glide, recovery, catch, out sweep, in sweep, and leg lift back to glide. Go ahead, Aaron. So take into account all the different parts that he's slowly breaking down. And we're going to try it first with the kickboard slowly, and then we're going to see if we can try to generate power with speed. kickboarding one more time? All right, let's take one last look at Aaron as he's demonstrating for us. So you can see how he starts with glide, goes to recovery, then catch, and then he kind of pushes out with out sweep, in sweep, and then goes back into glide. So let's go ahead and try that one kickboard.
And everyone can get back into their lanes now. Okay, I'll be in the middle. You guys just go when you're ready.
So the arm shouldn't be doing anything other than resting on the kickboard to keep you afloat. Really focus on the hip abduction and knee flexion. That's what's going to generate the most power when you out sweep.
You feel that power in your legs?
So much power. What a girl. What a frog.
Good. Good. And then put your feet together apart.
Wow.
So when you guys have reached the other side, let's go ahead and bring it back and try to and demonstrate it back as well.
You feel that rotating motion you get? How you fell for it?
Keep going, folks.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm on.
Hey, you're really far.
The trick is to not breathe in the water. I know it's counterintuitive, but you need to breathe.
But
You could use double kickboard, extra wood.
Start making that W or M. Bring your heels to the
I know. I like to walking it, right?
All right. So what we're gonna have done is Allie's gonna demonstrate us the kickboarding breaststroke kick. So when you're ready, Allie did a great job. So let's go ahead and take a look at her form.
what a girl. No pressure.
Nice. Look at that lift.
How?
See how she kind of just slides on top of the water? That's really good form. Good job. You guys have any questions about any of the parts that's learned? All right. We're gonna move on to the next segment.
Noise. Are you still kickboarding?
No, you can put your kickboard left. We're going to learn the arms now.
I love arms.
I'm going to teach you guys the arms with breaststroke today. And just like the legs, the arms happen in a circular motion with 5 phases. So the first phase is the glide phase, then it goes into the out sweep, the catch, the in sweep, and then the recovery. So how Aaron mentioned earlier through our introduction, breaststroke is the only stroke of the 4 strokes that is a resting stroke, meaning there's a resting phase when freestyle's all active, same with backstroke and butterfly, which we will not get to. But, so I just wanted to let you guys understand that as we now learn the resting and recovery phase. So the first phase of the breaststroke arms is the glide phase. So in the glide phase, your arms, I'll demonstrate right now, your arms will be straight, extended forward, your elbows are straight, and your palms are facing forward at the bottom of the pool. So you're in a straight line. Your toes are pointed. And into the glide phase, then you go into the out sweep phase. So the out sweep phase is when your arms move to outside your shoulder width, and your palms are now facing the sides of the pool. So example is like this. This is the out sweep. From out sweep, you pull your arms down. This is the circular motion to the catch phase, where your arms are now, your forearms and your palms are now facing backwards and directly below your elbows. So this is the catch phase. From catch phase, you go into in sweep, where your arms move back backwards and forwards. So again, catch phase to in sweep, then in sweep to recovery. And this is the resting portion of the breaststroke where you're back into glide, and then you start again. So again, and then I'm going to have Nick demonstrate. You start in glide. You go out sweep, catch, in sweep, recovery, into glide. Nick is going to demonstrate what we're going to practice right now, so I'd like everyone to watch Nick's technique and form. So Nick is going to demonstrate the glide position. We're going to just practice arms standing up, so there won't be any movement to the rope and back. So Nick, go into glide phase. From glide, go into out sweep. From out sweep, go into catch. Catch, in sweep, into recovery, and now back into glide. Perfect. Does everyone understand that? Those 5 phases of the arms cycle? Are there any questions before we give this a practice? Yes. So I'm going to teach the breathing after. That's a very good question. Right now I just want us to get down the form of how the arms move. I will get to that in about 3 minutes. So let's just practice the technique of going from the glide to the out sweep, catch, in sweep, recovery. You guys can all just spread out in the lane. You don't have to walk forward. Just give everyone room to make that circular motion. And perfect. Teacher, resist.
Pretty well versed in breaststroking.
Good.
You got this.
So let's do this together. I would like everyone to go into glide position. Glide position. Perfect. Palms facing down, arms fully extended. Now out sweep. So you're in a wide position. Your arms are outside your shoulder blades, palms facing to the side. Perfect. Okay, from out sweep, you go to catch. So your arms and forearms are facing backwards. Your hands are below your elbows. Great. And now from catch, you go into in sweep. So your arms move slightly backwards, upwards, and forwards at the same time. And your palms are now facing together. So can I catch to in sweep? Perfect. Palms facing forward. Good. Fingers directed to where you want to go, straight. And now back into glide and recovery. Good. Now let's try that.
So powerful. Wow, you are so good.
Good. Good.
You're so good.
All right, so now let's incorporate breathing, how Carla asked. So with breathing, your head is going to be down, of course, when you're gliding, because that's when your body is in a straight position, your neck is neutral, facing down to the ground. So right now I'm in the glide position. An out sweep, your head is still down in the water, so you're not breathing. What you're doing at this time is you're exhaling. So you're always either letting air out or bringing air into your body, because if not, you're going to make your body tense, and what breaststroke needs is it needs that relaxation to move your body and propel yourself forward. So again, glide and out sweep, your head is down to the ground. Catch is when you start to bring yourself forward. So during the catch and the in sweep position is when you're breathing. So I would like everyone to practice having your head down for glide and out sweep, and then bring your head up for catch and in sweep, and then back down for glide and recovery. Does that make sense? Let's give that a try. So down for glide, down for out sweep.
It's like with bobbing. LBs or when you do the whole thing, but you're just bobbing up and down.
It's kind of hard because you want to work on getting like a rhythm.
Good, Sean.
It'll be easier once we start moving, but
Michael,
just thinking
does
about
that all
like
make sense?
the actual phase and like
Okay, good. How's everyone feeling?
Breaststroke.
Good. Good. Is it clear on when to breathe? When you need to breathe? Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. Middle. Thank you. We're gonna now put this all together, but I want to ask one last time before we move on. Is there any confusion about when to breathe technique? Okay, I'm gonna pass it on to my fellow teacher, Aaron. Oh, sorry, Nick. Sorry, so many of us.
Third time's the charm.
Exactly.
All right, now that you've learned the legs portion of breaststroke and the arms portion of breaststroke, we're gonna piece it all together, and Kristen is gonna be aiding me in the demonstration. So, first off, let's start with the components that we just learned of the legs. So we learned the glide, we learned the recovery, we learned the catch, we learned the out sweep, we learned the in sweep, and then the leg lift that's gonna drive us back into glide position. So both our legs and our arms are gonna aid us in the power output so that we're efficient and fast when we propel in the water. So what I want you to take into consideration is really watch Kristen as she demonstrates, and she's going to be demonstrating the full fluid motion, not too fast so we can notice all the broken down parts, but she's going to be demonstrating both the legs portion and the arm portion as one fluid motion. All right, and so the arm section we learned glide, we learned out sweep, we learned catch, we learned in sweep, and then back into glide, the recovery back into glide, okay? So let's go ahead and see a demonstration from Kristen. And she's gonna really emphasize, really watch her arms and really watch her legs. Notice how her arms and her legs are one fluid motion. So they all happen at the same time. And also take into consideration her breathing too, so really watch her arms. Does anybody have any questions? You guys feel like you want to give it a try? Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try.
Wait. Sorry.
Yes.
That was very important. So are we like starring out at any point to like move forward, or are we like arms and then legs?
It's together.
Together.
Your arms move with your legs. So when your arms are in the out sweep phase, your legs are in the catch. Is it the catch
Yes.
phase where your heels are near your butt? So let me demonstrate again.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Okay, someone else was thinking it.
Notice how she's moving her legs as she's moving her arms. So just because her arms are forward and extended, that's still an arm phase, but she's still starting both arm phase and leg phase at the same time.
Again, one more time.
Yeah. So her knees are flexed when she's already in out sweep for her arms.
It'll be easier once you do it. So just practice and get a hang of it.
So designate an A through C swimmer in your group, and the A swimmers go ahead and start on the wall.
Do they stop on the rope?
Yeah, so we're gonna go all the way to, actually let's have the teachers go halfway between the start of the white and the rope. So we'll go about 3/4 the length to the rope, and we're gonna go to the teachers, and then you can stop and then wait for all your teammates to go there, and you can return.
Okay. So A.
When you're ready.
Hey, go ahead. All right, bees, go ahead.
So much power in those legs.
I was moving.
All right, when you guys are ready, A's, come on back.
Good, Daniel.
John got it, John.
Mark. Good to see you.
You're like this.
So as you're going in sweep, so as you're coming in sweep,
Your legs are kicking out.
right, so you're doing out sweep. So your legs should be pushing out.
So it's not like a double leg for one stroke of the hand?
It's one stroke of legs for one stroke of arms.
And they're simultaneous.
So when you're coming up for air right here, your legs are kicking out. So you should be in this position, if that makes sense.
Once you finish the leg kick out, you're gonna go back in the glide, and then you
I gotta show that I don't have
When
legs.
you're ready in the water, try to get like 2 more strokes in the water.
That was an awful thing.
I wish.
Arms. Okay. So arms in right here, and your left up, and then
So what we're gonna have done right now is Daniel's gonna demonstrate for us the breaststroke, and everybody taking watch his form in his arms and his legs because he did a very nice job. So notice how it's one fluid motion. It may seem like one goes right after the other, but it's actually one fluid motion, and he's doing a great job of noticing when he's gonna take his breath and when he's gonna exhale underwater. Does anybody have any questions?
any clarification needed before we move on?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to my teacher, Aaron.
Congratulations, everyone. I learned 3 different strokes of swimming.
Wow, thank you.
I'm very impressed with all of you. Now that we've learned all 3, we're just gonna highlight the first 2 that we learned. So I'm gonna be talking about freestyle. I'm just gonna be talking about things that, as a class, I saw things maybe we could work on or other verbal cues. So let's just start with the streamline. A lot of you guys don't really know how to do it very well, just to be honest. So we want to work on doing it when we actually streamline. We want to work on staying within 5 to 8 feet underwater, and then we come up. A good way to think about it is having like a nice voice crack. Having a 15-degree angle if you can't find a good distance to come up. Keeping our body long and strong, keeping our core tight and our hands overhead. So what's something that we do with what is the order of our hands? Is there an order?
Dominant hand is on the bottom.
Can you tell me why?
So
So we have the dominant hand on the bottom because once we come out of the streamline, it's the first arm that's actually doing the stroke and starting 3-to-1 ratio. So other verbal cues I want you guys to keep in mind as we do the freestyle is having your hand glide over the water and also spearing the fish. And then when we're actually pulling back, we're using a lot of lat activation and what's called arm recovery. So that's bringing the elbow back up and through, but we don't want to make contact with our body at all. While we're in the streamline and actually swimming as well, we want to keep plantar flexion like we know, and then we have a lot of hip activation with assisted knee flexion and extension. So I'm going to have my demonstrator, Nick, show you what this looks like. Alright, I know you guys have already done this a lot, but let's just do it one more time, there and back. Let's send our A group first.
Do you want to be an A?
We're doing a freestyle street line, and then we're gonna be swimming.
Try that 3 to 1 breath stroke will help you get faster because your head's bobbling.
So we focus on 3 to 1 breath technique. So is that down the water? Once you feel yourself stop going, then bring the arm back, down.
All right.
Remember, head down.
Another thing I want to highlight is the 3 to 1. It's something to keep in mind. It's important to the actual stroke itself. So 3 to 1, if you guys remember, is 3 strokes to 1 breath. So it should be opposite every side. So if it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Along with a lot of you, I see that you're lifting up your head as opposed to tucking it into your chin, which is going to cause you to sink. So I want you guys to really focus on the kinematics of it and on the way back and just really get it down. All right, A's, go ahead. Good job, Daniel.
Great, Daniel, that was awesome.
So you basically, it's hard to push that physical wall. But start here, head underwater, so you can go here. Third arm stroke.
Good. Yes, you got it. Good job, Dean. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, guys. All right, guys, are there any questions, anything we need to be clarified before we move on? All right, I'm going to pass on to Luke.
All right, now we're going to do a quick review of the backstroke. So first, I want to talk about the underwater streamline. This one is a little more difficult than the regular streamline, obviously. So something we want to remember, something we talked about a little bit earlier, we want to fully submerge ourselves before we push off. So I saw a lot of people just pushing off and our heads kind of half in, half out. So really get down under the water before you push off. And then remember, we're dolphin kicking, not flutter kicking. So we're using our legs together as one big flipper in a worm kind of wave motion. And then after we come up, we're back in the flutter kick. So another thing to remember is thumb out of the water, pronate halfway, and pinky in. And we're not doing a full windmill. We are, once we get in the water, we're giving as much resistance as we can, kind of in almost a 90-degree angle, and cupping our hands and getting that resistance and getting that propelling us forward. And another thing to remember is the 45-degree angle. So when our arms is under the water, we want a 45-degree angle so our shoulders are out. Remember when we did the practice of the shoulders out? So yeah, so we want to do that and shoulders out. And another thing that's you got to remember is to keep our head back. We don't want our head forward like this. We want our head like straight in line with our body. All right, so Chris is going to demonstrate everything in motion. So another important thing to remember is to keep our lungs inflated to keep us buoyant, because it's easy to sink. So that's another thing to remember. Anybody have any questions before we go? Nope. All right, let's go ahead. A's and go. We'll go to the rope. We'll wait for the B's and C's, and then we'll come back. All right, C's can go ahead and go.
Have the total mobility of a hose.
And push up your All right, Ace, come on back.
Yes, sir.
Keep those lungs going.
Oh, yeah. No, Alan, you are a
Good
beast.
job. Keep yours at top. Remember at top. Good. Good, Taylor. Hips up. You're good. The only thing is those sinking hips will, put you in that C cup, so you want to maintain that neutral position.
What do you feel like that?
Goal. All right, now we're going to move on to a relay race.
Oh, yeah.
It's important to remember in this relay race that we're focused on form more than anything. Obviously, we want to go fast, but the better our form is, the faster we're going to be able to go. So, on the breaststroke, we don't want you guys throwing form out the window. We want you to keep that resting stroke. It's not going to be fast, so you're just going to be doing that proper form. So, we're going to you guys are each going to be assigned a stroke. So, freestyle will go first, then backstroke, then breaststroke. So, and your groups decide who's doing what, real quick. All right. Raise your hand if you're the freestyle in your group. Freestyle. Who's the freestyle? All right. Who's the backstroke? Raise your hand if you're the backstroke. Who's the breaststroke? Raise your hand. All right. So you guys remember the order. It goes freestyle, backstroke, and then breaststroke. So you're not. Let's say we're walking forward. We're pushing off the wall. We're streamlining the beat. The breaststroke is a glide, not a streamline. The backstroke is an underwater streamline. So we're going to the rope and back. As soon as your partner or your teammate hits the wall, you can then go. All right?
Okay, what's the breaststroke push off?
The breaststroke is the glide. It's pretty much just the glide. So you're underwater and you're just gliding and then you're coming up.
It's pretty similar to the freestyle.
Yeah.
Streamlines for every stroke.
So,
Yeah, you don't need to be as low.
all right. Does anybody have any other questions? Any questions before we start?
Do we just go to the rope?
Touch the rope.
Going to the rope. We're touching the rope, and we're coming back. All right, you guys ready? Freestyle, ready? Ready, go.
Come on, Daniel.
Turn around, Bradley. Go, Pokey.
You got this, bud! You're almost Hey, Carlos! No! We're all losers! Now let's up!
You got it. Hey, Sean, you left something back there.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, Carlos!
China for the win.
Very nice, very nice.
You got it, Eliza.
Good job.
Carlo!
Pretty good. You're almost there.
Yeah, Carlo! Very nice. Very nice. That was good form, everybody. That was good. I saw this lane and this lane bump into the sides a little bit, but that's all right. Take a chance. That was good. That was still very good. The best form award goes to this group. This group is the fastest in this group of seconds. You guys are still good.
Yeah, we're singing and everything.
Bro, now we're gonna. So now we're just gonna get. All right, listen. We're just gonna get. So now we're done with swimming. We're just going to conclude a little bit. Aaron's going to give you some tips on how to do yours better.
Okay, so I'm just going to go over a couple things that we learned as a group on how to be more successful. First would be meeting as a group. Our this last lesson plan that we made, we all had to do over a Google Doc, which made it very hard to actually communicate as to who's doing what. And that being said, when you meet as a group, we think it's important that the person who's teaching is actually, like, the person who's teaching is knowledgeable about what they're actually teaching. They communicate if you have if you have a demonstrator, that you two communicate, because those transitions need to be smooth. So if I have Luke demonstrating for me, I need to inform Luke about exactly what I'm doing and what is going on so that he can do it effectively. It's also, we learned from more that we want to choose someone who's best at doing the actual thing. So like Kristen was our best swimmer, so we had her teach a lot of our more difficult movements, along with Luke was also a strong swimmer. If you guys, we didn't really like, what am I trying to say here? I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you guys have any questions or if you run into problems, we all struggled a lot with this, but we learned a lot. So we're here. If you guys have questions, just shoot us a text or something. Good luck to you. And it takes a lot of dedication, I'll say.
Also too, like, if you guys are trying to figure out what to explain with your specific movement that you're teaching, try to be as precise as possible. Use kinesiology terms. Describe the movement that you're doing as if you were the one demonstrating it for the first time, or like doing it for the class for the first time. And like all the key movements, so like when we did the breaststroke legs, we really wanted you guys to emphasize the knee flexion and the hip flexion, because that's what's going to generate the most power. And just be as descriptive as possible. And if that takes a paragraph, a page, whatever, then so be it. But make sure that when you read it, put yourself in a position as like a student learning. Like try to really break it down and make sure that you don't have to ask questions, because that's what your students are going to want.
All right, so to conclude swimming, we're just going to do one final Jeopardy round. So each group is going to answer a part of the question in order for you guys to get out and dry off. All right, so whoever's hand we see first will be the first group to answer. So what are some verbal cues for the breaststroke? All right. No.
Like for the form?
Breaststroke form. You guys can go ahead. But you have to say
Glide,
okay.
catch, in sweep, out sweep, recovery.
Okay, good. All right.
And then heels to your glutes and then out sweep.
Okay, good. All right.
The breath has glide. Yeah. The breathing technique is used.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are good. Go ahead. All right, next question. What are verbal cues that you learned from the backstroke? All right, this group.
Pinkies go in.
Good.
Thumbs come out, pinkies go in.
Another one. I need one.
Dolphin kick.
Dolphin kick. Very nice. Head back. Very nice. There you go.
Boom.
Good. There you go. All right. This group. What are the verbal cues you guys learned from the freestyle? Very nice.
Head to the side.
Head to the side. Right?
Like chin.
Perfect. Chin to shoulder.
Chin straight.
And then on the bottom.
Yeah. For you. But for what? What is that called? What you do when you push up?
Streamlining.
Yeah, there you go. All right. You guys are good.
Get me out of here.